And so, for my next review, I'm going to review Masked Rider Gatack. Oh, wait, not this. And so I'm going to review Masked Rider Gatack. No, wait, not this. Ah, okay. Let's review this instead. The Masked Rider Gatack Zector. Let's see. Gatack's primary and only really user is Kagami Arata in Masked Rider Kabuto. And Kagami's character I've briefly touched on before. He's kind of like the other main character. He's like, I guess most of the time they call him the Rider 2, the second Rider. And in short, he's everything that Tendo isn't. He's compassionate, he's rash, he doubts himself. He's, let me give you a better look at the box here. He's very uncertain of himself, and most of that has to do with his relationship with his father, which actually plays kind of a big role in the series. Throughout the series, he's also one of the very few people that stubbornly refuses to give up extending the hand of friendship to Tendo. And that's actually very important because he ends up changing Tendo as much as Tendo changes him. Kagami's also probably one of the more complex characters in that, like Tendo, he leads a double existence. On the surface, he works at a diner where Hiyori, Tendo's sister, works. But he's also working for Zect, and there he's just a newbie agent. Whose partners don't really trust and think a whole lot of him. Nonetheless, it becomes apparent that he's destined for greater things fairly early on in the series when he successfully commands and uses the B-Zector to defend his fellow troops at Zect from a worm. Of course, he also gives up that power when it means opposing Tendo at some point. Kagami's kind of an interesting character in that he's a lot of the riders who came after him, the main characters that is, Ryutaro, the main character of Den-O, Wataru, the main character of Kiva, and even to a degree Shotaro of Double and Iji of O's are kind of like him in temperament and in style. So, Kagami also has one kind of big advantage on Tendo, and that is he normally gets people associate him with one of 3 different women throughout the series. The first and foremost being, of course, his partner Misaki. They pretend to get married at one point to ferret out a worm. To which Tendo points out, you two look good together. I think I pointed this out in an earlier video, but I'm not sure. In the Kamen Rider Kabuto movie Godspeed Love, he actually marries Hiyori, which is a lot more extreme than their relationship in the series actually got. There, Hiyori just seems kind of there. I mean, he cares about her and protects her and all, but he's not really romantically interested in her. The third woman is a character that enters to provide the power-up, and it's a character named Ringi, I think. She's another employee of Zect, apparently raised since she was a small child to be like a lethal assassin. Pardon me, I'm getting over a cold. And she actually seems to admire him for his spirit and his positive outlook on life. So depending on where you look at, maybe he ends up with one of the 3. Or if you're into the slashy stuff, none of the 3. As far as the Gatack system itself goes, it's kind of unique in that, much like the Kabuto system before it, it's effective both at distance and in melee combat. And as you can see here, well, here's a picture of the masked form. Somewhat. It has a pair of Vulcan guns mounted on the shoulders. And it's not really a good picture of it. Actually, I think I'll just get it under their box. Right down there. Or right here, actually. As you can see, there's a pair of Vulcan guns that are mounted on top of each shoulder that are capable of firing shots that destroy lesser worms, the Salus worms. And concentrated, they can destroy an adult worm. Of course, he also has a pretty nifty melee weapon, which are these things right here, the calipers, which are analogous to his beetle form, stag beetle form, and gave him his second finisher. But let's take this Zector out of the box and take a closer look at it. And here we have the Gatack belt assembled with the Gatack Zecter. You can see pretty nice paint. Unlike the Kabuto Zector, they made really no attempt at making these as feet. But since they don't have any buttons, it really doesn't matter. Here's the jaw. Snaps out like this. So, let's... power button's here. Let's turn it on. So... So you can see it's got the LEDs are pretty powerful in this one. It also has the error function. Now if you notice, he has a different voice than the Kabuto one. I'm not sure if it's a different voice actor, if it's the same guy doing a different style of voice, but you know, that's how it goes. Like all Zectors, it's capable of limited self-defense and it can fly around and smack a worm around, but really this thing's made for doing this. So there's the gun sounds. Now, of course, like all riders, it can right. Now his finisher is also a rider kick, but unlike the standing roundhouse that Kabuto employs, he has a leaping or a jumping, I guess, cyclone kick is what they call it, or a circle kick. I don't know. I'm not a martial artist. Probably call it different things. But it's still the same basic principle. So you can do that. And of course it has a standard. And to remove it, you have to hit... It's got a pair of orange tabs up here on either side. Actually, no, it's these blue tabs down here on the belt. I'm sorry. So, that is the Gatack Zector. Sorry. Gatack Zector. Turn it off now. And I don't know about you guys, but that seems kinda half finished. Like it's missing something. Something a little more, you know. Hands-on.